Okay, Margie, get us going here.
Good morning, everyone. Beautiful fall day. A couple more days of this and we'll all soak it up before, Monday comes. Would you all please join me in Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the
I
flag
pledge of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We can start self-introductions. Right next to me is Dr. Clark. And we'll just go down the screen if that's okay with everybody.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Clark. I am the superintendent of the Nordonia schools. We are making our way through these unprecedented times, and it's been a learning experience, but we think we're doing pretty good.
Yep. Good. Okay, where do you want to go then? You want to go to D at
Sure.
Yeah, know that everybody has a different order on their screen.
Yes, I keep forgetting that. Okay, how about you, D? Tell us who you are.
I'm Dee Gillespie. I'm the store manager for Northfield Goodwill.
Okay, good. Dennis?
Pardon me?
Thank you. I'll really go on to Dennis. Are you there, Dennis? No. Deb Monaco? No. Okay, Cheryl, I see you, Cheryl.
I'm the business development manager for Puro Clean of Western Reserve in Macedonia on Highland Road.
Hey. Dave, you want to give a quick intro?
Well, hello, everybody. Good intro, Cheryl. Just saying hi. I'm superintendent at Cuyahoga Valley Career Center. I'll be speaking a little bit today, but it's good to see everybody. Happy to be involved with business in Northeast Ohio.
Marilyn. Marilyn, you're muted.
Hello, everyone. I'm Marilyn Knapp-Walko with Mary Kay Cosmetics. So
Nice to see you, Marilyn.
thank you.
Pat?
I'm Pat Waldron with Ridgeway and Associates Insurance.
Mayor Nick?
Nick Molnar, Mayor of Macedonia. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for coming. Margie?
Margie Valenti, Remax Crossroads, working all of Northeast Ohio, and it is a crazy market.
True. How about you, Scott?
Scott Frost, Sagamore Hills resident.
Thank you for coming. Deb, are you there yet? No. Tom Queen?
Tom Queen, I'm Community Relations Director for Congressman Dave Joyce's district office, specifically the office over in Twinsburg.
Thank you. Thank you. Dennis, are you back yet? Nope. Okay, we're going to get going then. Did I miss anybody? Nope. For all the people who are here. I did have the agenda up, and I believe I sent it to everyone who RSVP'd before the meeting. We do have a ribbon cutting on Sunday at 1 o'clock at Behavioral Solutions. This is a center that works with autistic children and their parents and families. But certainly when you have autism in your family, the entire family is affected. So there is a ribbon cutting at 1 o'clock, followed by a trunk or treat. If you want to be involved in that, please give them a call. Women in Business Group is still going strong. The referral group, First Friday networking. Of course, it's all on Zoom right now, but they've been getting a lot of people on the first Friday. If you want to meet a lot of people in a short period of time, that's what you need to do. You just need to let me know you want to go, and I'll send you the Zoom link. Membership 101 is next Thursday at noon at the VFW Pavilion. We'll be providing lunch. Let me know if you'd like to come. It is face-to-face, so you have to have your mask, and we'll, try to stay 6 feet apart. Hopefully, we'll have a nice day for that. The Oktoberfest deadline is Monday, so if you want your Oktoberfest feast, let me know. Get it ordered by then, all right? The community guide, this year's community guide is out. You should all have been mailed a copy of it if you're a member. If you'd like some for your office or to pass out to other people, just stop in the chamber office, which, as you know, is now in Health Markets in Northfield. So if you'd like a bunch, just stop in, tell the receptionist what you're looking for, and she'll give you a stack, okay? I am only there 1 day a week, so don't wait for me. Just go and get the books if you want some of
Excuse
your
me,
own.
Laura.
Yeah.
What are the hours, please?
Oh, I think well, they're pretty much into Medicare time. They're probably there 24
Right.
hours. Probably like 9 to 5.
Okay, just checking. Thank you.
And it's a beautiful magazine. A lot of you put ads in there and you all look wonderful. The next month for this monthly meeting, we're going to do a virtual speed networking. There's a new program that I'm learning how to use. And I know some of you have already heard the spiel, but the cool thing is that you'll be able to go into the program ahead of time because you have to register. You can pick the people you want to connect with. And the computer program will connect you, obviously, on screen. But it's very cool. So you really do have one-on-one time with that, at least 6 people, depending how long of a session we want to do. So it's very cool. I'm learning how to do it. Stay tuned. Okay. All right, membership.
We welcome Ohio Means Jobs, Dawn Levinsky out of Akron, Ohio. And I'm looking forward to meeting her soon.
Yeah, she actually will be there on Thursday.
Excellent.
Membership 101. Okay, good. All right, I know we're ahead of schedule, but that's okay.
Yep.
Dave, you ready to get started? I'd like to introduce Dave Mangus, Superintendent of Cuyahoga Valley Career Center. So tell us how the Career Center is dealing with the COVID this year.
Well, thank you, Laura. Yes, Cuyahoga Valley Career Center is open. We gave our parents 3 options since we are in a pandemic. The first option would be a full 5-day-a-week in-person instruction. 74% of our students took part in that process. So we have 74% of our students here every day. 10% of our students are doing blended. Some of our home districts were on hybrid schedules, so they may have only had half the students there 2 days a week, the other half coming another 2 days a week. So we wanted to make sure those students had the option to attend on the days that their school was in session. So the second option we had was a hybrid option. And then the third is a fully remote option. So we do have about 16% of our students participating in our programming fully remote. They're doing this from home. We heard stories as parents and students called in and told us that maybe they were taking care of a grandparent in the home, or they had a sibling that had an underlying health condition. We wanted to make sure we still provide opportunity for those students, even during the pandemic, to still participate. As you can imagine, the hands-on cannot fully take place if you are remote, but we still provide them with assignments and lectures and things that explain the theory behind the career paths. They'll just not be able to participate in all the hands-on labs. Go ahead, Laura. It looks like you had a question.
Yeah, I do have a question. Now, when they graduate from the Career Center, they usually have some kind of a certificate or something, right? So how are these kids going to get certified or licensed or whatever if they're not actually there?
Yeah, so with our 28 different programs, each program has a different licensing requirement. So it's really up to the licensing body of what allowance they're allowing during the pandemic. One example would be that through our HVAC program, we do a refrigeration certification. And those students that are coming in person obviously will get the hands-on training to take that certification. The students on a hybrid model will do that on the days that they come in. But for our remote students, they were allowed to do the coursework remotely. And then that assessment was given to the students, and we do that remotely through one of our video programs. So because that credentialing body gives us an allowance to allow us to do the training virtually so that students can still participate and still get out there into the workforce. So each program will be a little bit different. Some you'll have to be face-to-face. Some we have some hours that we can do remotely and still earn it. But what I explained to parents in the community was if you have that critical condition and you cannot come in, there is that relief from getting the certification. You probably have no expectation of earning it. But when this does calm down and we get onto the backside of the pandemic and things are starting to become more fully open, we'll be here for those students. So if a student would even graduate high school, we would still provide an opportunity for them to come back. We currently are offering NIM certification training to 12 graduates from last year. So we know 4 are already taking part in it. And those are students that we're providing that certification training even after they finished our program. So it's still out there.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you.
Not
I hope I didn't get you off track there.
No, not at all. Obviously, since it's a small group today, any questions are welcome. So just jump in, raise your hand, and I'll try to get you your questions answered. Just wanted to touch base. I know we talk about kind of the same thing when we come to these meetings, what advantage we provide to our community. And obviously we always want to focus on certificates, college credits. We do work-based learning. So we get our students out there and get their training on the job. And then we offer career and technical student organizations, which are competitions and leadership opportunities for our students in their chosen field. The pandemic has affected that. First off, career and technical student organizations are going remote. So our students aren't going to our face-to-face regional, state, and national competitions. So we're trying to create some of those leadership opportunities in-house for them. Currently, for the first semester, we're not allowing work-based learning supported by the district. So students would normally go out into the community and perform some job training tasks, are currently doing those tasks in-house. So work-based learning. So 2 of our 4 primary benefits to the public are on hold right now because of the pandemic. The other 2, college credits, is if you're here earning credit with us, you're simultaneously earning college credit. That is a good thing because we want to make sure our programs are linked to 2-year certificate trainings at our local 2-year colleges as well. And then you mentioned the certificate and licensure component. We are still focused on that. We know it will be a little bit of challenge with COVID, but the bottom line is we look at our data over the past 4 years. Certificate and licensure is one area that we're really strengthening. 4 years ago, it was just under 20% of our students came out with what's considered a state recognized credential, which means it aligns directly to our program, to the whole curriculum, but it also makes them work ready. So those credentials that we offer would be like cosmetology, would be like NIMS and machining. It would be STNA, any certificate that actually says you're trained for that industry. And as I said, 4 years ago, we were just under 20%. And this year from our state data, over 50% of our students are now earning one of those industry recognized credentials. Any credential is much higher. We push about 82% for any credential, but those high-end credentials were above 50%. And our own internal data, 3 years ago when we did our first strategic plan, that was one of the things we were tracking, is how many credentials were earned throughout the district. And 3 years ago, we were at 294, and I'm pleased to announce the print today of our strategic plan for 2020 says that we had 426 certificates earned that was last year's seniors. So great stuff. We're moving in the right direction. With that strategic plan, this year's focus will be on the marketing of the Career Center. We do have 2 sides to our house. We have our high school programming for 11th and 12th graders, but we also do adult training. So we really are going to start reaching out to business and industry, create a network and create a business and industry partners. But also we're going to be looking at our former students and try to find success stories that are out there. We do track our alumni, but we're gonna make an extra focus on that and then try to bring those stories to the community. In our Catalyst, which is one of our publications that come out monthly, if you go to our website, www.cvccworks.com, you will come across, if you search for our Catalyst, you'll see that we have a success story in there of Bianca. Bianca was a high school student here at CVCC in our graphics program. Upon graduation, she came back to dental assisting as an adult. She went through that program and became a dental assistant after enrolling at Stark State. As you can see, a lot of our programs do lead to further training. She went to Stark State and got her furthered her training and came out with a specialized dental assisting program, which is called an expanded function dental assistant. So our students go on and pursue, and she's now been a successful dental assistant in the career for the last 5 years. And she also has gone on mission trips, and she's done dental assisting in the Philippines, as the example given in the article. So we just want to highlight those great stories so that people know the successes we're having for our community.
Perfect. Any questions? And I always say this, but I just think it's fascinating what you do over there, Dave. I mean,
I used to go there in 1977 and 1978 for commercial art.
really?
Yeah.
Very cool. I know Julie DeLoizo's kids have success stories from the Career Center. It's definitely a good option for kids. Any other comments or questions? Thank you very much, Dave.
Well,
Appreciate
thank you.
coming today. Dr. Clark, Joe, you're up. You ready to go? But you're muted.
I am muted, and now
Not anymore. You're not.
Thank you very much for having me. I do ask that if you can hold questions till I'm done, that would be fantastic. I want to start with this letter. Dear Nordonia families, in an effort to contain the rapid spread of COVID-19, today Governor DeWine closed all K-12 schools, public, private, and charter, for at least the next 3 weeks. During the closure, all school activities and all activities on school property will be canceled or postponed. Tomorrow, teachers will use their already scheduled professional development days to finalize the creation of lessons and activities for students to do at home during this extended absence. You can expect constant communication from me and the principals as we make decisions related to the closure. To ease some initial concerns, know that this closure will not impact seniors expecting to graduate, and there's no indication that the school year will be extended. These are unprecedented times, and we will get through them together through flexibility and common sense. Please understand this closure is not only to keep students and staff safe, but also to prevent the spread of COVID-19 as seen in other countries around the world. As always, thanks for your continued support of the Nordonia schools, and go Knights. That was an email I sent to Nordonia parents on March 12th. Little did any of us know that we would not have students in school for the next 185 days, while a global pandemic disrupted world economies and killed hundreds of thousands of Americans. They say adversity does not build character, it reveals it. The character revealed by the Nordonia schools over the past year should give this community pride in the present and hope for the future. This year's State of the Schools address is going to be different. Generally, I spend about 15 minutes telling you about the school's accomplishments, and those generally show the community how proud they should be of the school system. But today I'm going to give you another reason to be proud of the school system. As you know, I've been communicating about COVID for 7 months now. Today I'm going to read some of the passages from many of the actual communications I sent to the community over the past 7 months, and I want you to see if you notice any recurring themes. So this time, let's flash back to March. March 13th. Today, teachers worked creating lessons and activities for students to do at home during this extended absence. You should expect communication early next week from teachers and principals about expectations during this time at home. A few items today. The National Honor Society is compiling a list of available babysitters whose service, character, and leadership have already been assessed. If you have a need for babysitters, please contact your building principal Monday for the list of available sitters. Starting Tuesday, every Nordonia student will be eligible to have a lunch provided and home delivered by the schools. A student does not need to be on free or reduced lunch to participate in the program during the school closure period. If your student or a Nordonia student you know does not have access to a computer or Wi-Fi at home, please contact Technology Director Mike Russ. March 17th. Today, we delivered meals to 322 Nordonia families. The list is growing, and we will try to add the ones who meet a deadline the day before. In general, if you enroll by noon, you'll be on the next day's run. March 19th. I will be appearing on Facebook Live every day from 1:30 to 2 p.m. to give news and to take your questions. March 20th. Today we delivered meals to 750 kids. Nights Caring for Nights continues to provide food for families on the weekends. If you would like to donate food for Nights Caring for Nights, there's collection bins at Nordonia High School in the board office lobbies. And if you'd like to make a financial donation to Nights Caring for Nights, the Band Boosters set up a way to donate online. March 22nd. To limit exposure as much as possible to our bus drivers and aides, tomorrow, Monday, March 23rd, will be the last day we deliver meals to families who have requested them. Families who have ordered meals can pick them up at Nordonia High School between Thursday and Monday, starting Thursday, March 26th. This is March 24th. The Sethna family has started a volunteer program called United 2020. The purpose of this group is to help seniors and others without transportation collect food, supplies, and other necessities during this dreadful COVID-19 emergency. People who need assistance or want to volunteer can contact Kim and Farhad Sethna for more information. March 26th. We've heard some folks say that they're embarrassed or ashamed to take part in the meal program. Please know that there is no judgment here. The number of unemployed workers in Ohio has skyrocketed almost overnight. And people of different means are finding themselves in positions they never anticipated. We are all in this together, and we're happy to provide some assistance as we all work through this difficult time. Yesterday, the Senate and the House both passed House Bill 197. Governor DeWine is expected to sign it today. Some items from the bill that may impact families are eliminating state and federal testing, prohibiting the issuance of state report cards, waiving the third grade reading guarantee, permitting schools to grant high school diplomas to students on track to graduate, permitting boards of education to use electronic communication for in-person meetings, permitting schools to make up through distance learning any number of days or hours necessary. All of these items lead me to believe even more strongly that the governor will soon close schools for the rest of the year. If and when that happens, you'll get more communication from me. The meal program will continue during spring break. March 30th. More important than making sure our kids don't miss any curriculum is simply making sure our kids are okay. Families, you should feel no pressure or stress that you have to get all of the content covered. We will get to the content in good time. Instead, keep doing what you can to make sure your kids are safe and unafraid. We will do our best to see that parents who may be facing illness or job loss or wage cuts don't feel overwhelmed by any expectations we are imposing on them. April 2nd, we will be passing out free Easter egg packs along with the school meals on Thursday, April 9th. The eggs were filled with candy back in February and have been donated to the schools by Western Reserve Grace Church. These eggs can be used to create your own Easter egg hunt at home and hopefully provide a fun activity for your family. If you're not part of the free meal program and would still like to receive a free egg pack, you can have one delivered using non-contact precautions to your doorstep by signing up. April 3rd, do your best to enjoy your spring break. I'm sure many of you had to cancel plans, and I'm sure there's not much you can do other than hang around the house and go to the park, but take some time to relax and unplug. April 15th, Nordonia's National Honor Society is asking you to make a card of well wishes for our local nursing home and assisted living seniors who are isolated at this time. There's a box in the high school lobby where you can drop off cards Monday to Friday. Cards will be picked up and distributed weekly. Let our community know that they are not alone. April 20th, the high school stadium lights will be turned on tonight at 8:20 p.m., 2020 military time, for 20 minutes to honor the class of 2020. You're encouraged to drive through the parking lot to see the lit stadium, but please do not get out of your cars or congregate. April 21st. As I've mentioned several times before, we're planning an academic boot camp in late July or early August to give students a jump start into the next academic year. April 27th. A group of senior parents and NHS staff are planning a celebratory event for our original graduation date of May 21st. Senior parents should be on the lookout for more details as we get closer to the date. April 28th, Nordonia High School teacher Erin Coleman has started the Going the Extra Mile for Nordonia Community Challenge. The goal is for the community to walk, bike, jog, or hike a total of 10,000 miles in May. May 1st, the Nordonia Track and Field team is sponsoring a virtual 5K 1-mile fun run in collaboration with the Nordonia 10,000 Mile Challenge. The idea is for you to use your 10,000 mile work to train for a 5K that will be completed at the end of May. May 14th, 1 week from today, May 21st, will be the Senior Day Parade. Community members are invited to spread out along the parade route, bring signs and noisemakers, and honor the Nordonia High School class of 2020 as they pass by in their vehicles. May 19th, last night, the board adopted an alternative calendar for 2021 to be implemented in the case that all students are not permitted to return to school at the same time, or if the school closure continues in the next school year. I will announce no later than June 30th which calendar the district will use. If the direction from the state is still unclear on June 30th, the alternative calendar will be implemented. After considering feedback from the community and Nordonia staff, the board has committed to the following regarding kindergarten tuition. The district will fully refund all 2019-20 kindergarten families for the time school was closed due to COVID. For 2020-21 kindergarten, families will not be required to make any additional payments until kids are back in school full time. Also, tuition for 2020-21 will be prorated, with the district not charging for any days canceled due to the pandemic. May 26th, Nights Caring for Nights feeds Nordonia families in needs on the weekends. As you come to school this week for our locker cleanouts, please consider bringing non-perishable food for the Nights Caring for Nights program. June 25th, because it may be some time before we know what the requirements may be, the district will be implementing the alternative COVID calendar for the 2020-21 school year. Implementing the alternative calendar will give us more time to plan and prepare for our return in the fall. We know many Nordonia families will not be comfortable sending children back to school, even if we are open. Accordingly, the district is developing a plan to accommodate those families and will send registration information for at-home learning at the same time we announce our plans for those returning to in-person classes in the fall. Families who select the stay-at-home option should expect us to accommodate you for the full school year. July 9th, if you have a child entering grades 1 to 8 this fall, we are happy to offer you a free academic boot camp in the subjects of math and English language arts. The purpose of boot camp is to get our kids thinking about school again before we resume classes on September 8th, and to offer some remediation needed due to instruction time lost during the COVID-19 school closure. July 19th, at the Monday, July 20th regular Board of Education meeting, I will present a draft plan on reopening school in the fall. The meeting will be held at 7 p.m. at Reineker's Bakery. Masks are required and spacing will be limited. The board will then hold a special meeting on Thursday, July 23rd, to discuss the draft and offer me feedback. I'll take the board's feedback, finalize the plan, and release it no later than August 14th. As soon as the official reopening plan is released, I will schedule a virtual town hall meeting in which my administrative team and I will answer all questions related to the reopening plan. July 30th. This is a reminder that we are hosting a virtual town hall meeting tonight, Thursday, July 30th, via Facebook Live. The administrative team and I will answer questions related to the reopening plan. The purpose of the meeting is to help you decide which option will work best for your family. By parent request, we will hold 2 additional town hall meetings to answer questions specific to different grade bands. You will also find these meetings on the Nordonia Schools Facebook page. September 4th. I'm so excited to remind you that school starts for students on Tuesday, September 8th, and I am even more excited to announce news that impacts every student attending school in person. Pursuant to the authority of the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, every Nordonia student in attendance at school is eligible for a free breakfast and lunch daily until December 31st or until federal funds run out, whichever comes first. September 10th. We've had a great first week of school. It has been fantastic seeing kids back in person. and also seeing our online students engage with their teachers and classmates. September 28th, tonight, the Nordonia Hills City School District Board of Education voted unanimously to allow option 1 students to return to school 5 days per week whenever Summit County is in the yellow or orange zones on the Ohio Public Health Advisory System. This change will take place Monday, October 5th. October 8th, today, here we are today. About 22% of our students are learning totally remote at home, and the other 78% are in school 5 days a week. I hope you were able to see a few things through the communication I've been sending throughout this pandemic. First, the pandemic hit us quickly, but the schools responded incredibly well. 2, the vast number of details we need to be in tune to so that we can run a school district is immeasurable. Third, our staff stepped up not only to make sure our kids are still learning, but they are physically and emotionally safe as well. Fourth, this community never fails to rally around its schools. And fifth, what's best for kids is always our highest priority. Now, there are 3 other items not COVID related that I do want to discuss briefly with you. First, recently we have taken another step forward with the creation of the Nordonia Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council, the NDEIC. The NDEIC is a committee of parents and administrators whose mission is to ensure that students of color are able to thrive academically and socially without barriers presented by prejudice and racial discrimination. The group's been meeting for about 4 months and is led by President Jason Tidmore, Vice President Janae Holly, and Secretary D'Amica Baines. Committees focusing on policies and procedures, school culture, hiring practices, professional development, curriculum, national events, and community outreach are researching and advising the district in their respective areas. Second, safety, security, and student comfort items topped the list of priorities for the school district as the business department oversaw numerous summer projects. Projects were paid for from the revenue the district is now collecting after voters overwhelmingly approved an operating levy in May 2019. The total estimated cost of the repairs was nearly $1.5 million. Pothole-covered parking lots and leaking roofs were addressed at all buildings, as well as updating panels to comply with the new fire code. HVAC units at each building were replaced or serviced. Additional safety measures, including added security cameras to each building, as well as updating alert systems that notify office staff when exterior doors are open. Some buildings got fresh coats of paint, and others had non-working restroom facilities repaired. Finally, let's talk about facilities. Last year, the board voted to allow the Ohio Facilities Construction Commission to conduct assessments of our buildings and properties to let us know where to invest our improvement funds. In addition to the physical condition of our buildings, the OFCC conducted data analysis of future enrollment projections and other economic factors that will help us make better informed decisions regarding our facilities. COVID has sidelined this work for a while, but we soon plan to develop a community-based committee to review it and to help us determine our best path forward. So as you can see, it's been a busy year for the Nordonia schools. My hope is that we continue to be a school district that you feel good bragging about and you feel good sending your kids to. Thanks again to the Chamber of Commerce for hosting me today, and I am happy to answer whatever questions you might have at this time.
I was wondering if enrollment is going down in the future. Is that what you see?
You know, enrollment has been steady in the district for about the past 10 years. We last saw a big drop right around the time those 5 levies passed. We went from about 3,900 kids to about 3,600 kids. This year we saw another drop. We are currently at about 3,400 kids. And we think that some of that is families who wanted their kids to be in school 5 days a week, and so chose to send them to private schools that were open 5 days a week. Others wanted to have a different kind of community or remote school environment and chose to go that way. But we have seen a dip in enrollment. And in our kindergarten classes, the last couple years have been smaller. So we are curious whether those small kindergarten classes are a trend that we're going to be seeing or not. You know, they are typically we have about 250 kindergarten kids. Last year we had about 220. This year we're at about 180 kindergarten kids. And we do know that some of those are kids that wanted to be 5 days a week. So it's hard to tell what the number actually would have been if everybody had enrolled. But it seems like our enrollment's dropping slightly.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. I see lots of reports actually around the country about pockets of communities that don't have internet access, and these kids are sitting outside of Taco Bell's using their Wi-Fi. Do we have any situations like that here?
We do, but what we know is that we need all of our kids to have devices, and they need to have Wi-Fi.
Right.
So any family that needs it, we provide it to. Good news about that is there was a grant available because of COVID that is going to pay for most of that. So last spring when we were doing it, we were paying it out of our own pocket, and it was it's not a huge number. It's like 30 kids district-wide that don't have access to Wi-Fi that we got them hotspots. And there's a couple, you know, we give computers to every kid in grade 3 through 12. There's a handful of second graders, first graders, and kindergartners who didn't have access to a computer at home, so we were able to give them a Chromebook. But our grant that we got through the state will pay for all of that for this year.
I had a question about curriculum. I'm reading in many of the schools that the United States is pictured as a racist country, not being proud to be an American citizen, and not teaching the good things about our country. And I wondered, have you run across any of that in the books and the things that are being taught in Nordonia?
That's a great question. I would say this, the social studies books that we're using are not much different than the books that we were using when you and I were in school, which paint a very, frankly, white perspective of America. The books do not in any way criticize that, but they absolutely lack a diverse tone. There is discussion as we go into this year about analyzing our social studies curriculum to make sure that it is up to date and current. Clearly, the goal is never to make anybody not proud to be an American, but nor do we want to hide from kids some of the ugly realities that this country's faced over the years. So it's a tough balance, but that's kind of what we're looking at going forward.
I hate this mute thing. You know, the dog barks, you have to mute yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What other things is the school doing regarding diversity? Because certainly that's, you know, I know we have this committee, but I had to step away for a minute. Did you discuss some of the things that were?
No, I talked about the committee, but I mean, I can give you a really quick history lesson. The guys, back in the early 1990s, the Nordonia Schools was determined by the Office of Civil Rights to be a racially hostile school district. There was, at that time, it was a majority white district, and we were getting African-American kids who were moving in from the Cleveland suburbs. Again, this is well before my time, so it's what I've read in the history and in the news. And there were some racial events that happened that caused them to come in and call us a racially hostile district. As part of the settlement for that, Nordonia was required to hire a Title VI coordinator, Title VI of the Civil Rights Act. And so since the 90s, Nordonia's really been at the forefront of providing professional development for our staff members in dealing with or working with students of diverse backgrounds, but also training for our kids. And we continue to do that to this day, 20 plus years later. We have a consultant that we use throughout the Educational Service Center. We have her on contract for about 50 days a year, and she works with kids in 3rd grade, 5th grade, 7th grade, and 9th grade to talk about diversity and accepting people of different cultures and that sort of thing. So that goes on all the time, or it has been going on for 20 years. And then this committee is new to us, and this is a committee of parents that is helping us navigate some of the issues that we're seeing.
If I could ask Dave, what's being done at the Career Center regarding diversity?
Could you repeat the question, Laura? It didn't come through.
I was just wondering about diversity. What's being done at the Career Center regarding?
It's similar to what Joe was talking about. We do hire a diversity consultant. That individual comes in and provides professional development, but also meets with our students. Again, I think just kind of as we go through this, we all come with our own perspectives. And I think what we try to teach is the idea that everybody should listen to perspectives and not necessarily judge them as right or wrong, but they are the reality of the individual with that perception. So all of our things that we do to bring awareness to just being respectful of other people and making sure that people are in a fostered, caring environment is really what we stress. And when we opened up this year with COVID, that was one of my key points from my opening address, was the idea that everybody, even with COVID, is coming with different perspectives right now, and that we need to make sure we handle things with respect and compassion. Because as we say things, we don't know what situation other people are going through. So those are the standards, kind of the foundational lessons that we teach our students every day, and we want to make sure that they come with those once they enter the world of work as well.
Good points. Good points. Any other questions?
I don't have a question, but I'd like to make a comment. Our sons graduated from Nordonia 2013, 2015. They're Nordonia alumni, and through their whole 4 years there, I had never experienced any racial issues at all. As a matter of fact, my son that graduated in 2013, his best friend is of color or whatever the right proper term is, not to offend, and they're like best buddies. They went to different colleges. My son lives in California. The young man, his friend Victor, lives in Erie, PA. He's getting married. He's his best man in his wedding. I just don't understand. I feel like, I don't know if I'm overstepping but can you teach the kids sometimes? I think like the media drives, our kids taught today that, don't listen to your social medias and because I feel like they're brainwashed and they're driven for division and hate. And it doesn't have to be that way. And I feel like we've gone backwards, and that's just my take. And I don't know, maybe, I don't know, but I don't know if there's anything that you can address with the students that are, don't listen or I don't know, like there's not a lot of truth to some of the things you see across our media in any way, shape, or form. And, it's all about spreading love individually, just right here, your neighbors. And I don't know if there's any way to like incorporate that into like our education for the kids, and if it would make a difference. I think it would. Anyway, that's just my opinion or thought.
Thank you, Teresa.
But I love Nordonia. I love the diversity. I think it's a great community, and I don't know if there's more things going on now but I don't know. I think it's wonderful. And being a realtor in the area, I deal with a lot of people move here for that reason, and it's beautiful. So I don't know how we can spread that or, make it stronger.
I agree with you, Terry. Same thing. We get our clients and they hear about Nordonia school systems, and even Dave, Cuyahoga Valley, and they're drivers. They're drivers for where they want to bring up their kids. Okay, so I'm old, but I think social media wasn't as prevalent or as important to the kids' lives back in the 90s. And I may be wrong, but I just seem to have seen that develop over the last decade or two.
Joe, do you want to address some of this? I know in the spring when you talked with us, when we switched things around, whatever, I think it was this year, I don't remember now. You talked about how kids are different now, how they have so much other baggage that they bring to school. And
Yeah.
you guys have to deal with all these things. And
They do. I think our kids, social media is definitely a different dynamic than others than we had when we were in school. It provides I remember there being bullies when I was in school. Social media provides a different avenue in which to bully people. And there's, some talk about, how it changes really even their chemistry of how they think. But I would also say, as it relates to racism and whatnot, I would not suggest that the school is any more racist than ever was. I think it's better than it ever was. However, I think also that as a white man, white middle-aged guy who grew up in white neighborhoods, who went to white schools, who works in a profession that is mostly white, in a school district that is mostly white, I clearly do not have the experiences of people of color. And the fact that I don't experience racism in my life doesn't mean that there isn't racism. And sometimes those issues just aren't brought forward because of fear or whatever reason that they're brought forward. I know that I can go into any store and I never fear or feel like I'm being followed by security. I don't fear being pulled over by police when I know I'm speeding. And if I do get pulled over, I know it's because it's my fault, and I don't feel like I have to put my hands on the wheel and that. And that's just because that's the experience that I have. So I think where the work that needs to be done is for people to recognize that that our experiences are valid, but we don't have the experiences of other cultures, and we need to be more in tune with those are, so we can be sensitive to some of the things. Being offensive is something is offensive in the eye of the person who is offended, not in the person who is saying something. And I think we need to listen to those to make sure that we are aware why some of the things that we may say or do could be considered to be offensive or inappropriate. So that's kind of what a lot of our discussions are about.
Comments? Any more questions for Joe or Dave?
Hi, guys. It's Lynn Hermansky. I'm delivering Meals on Wheels today, but I could listen in. And I just want a quick comment. I want to thank Dr. Clark. I love the spin that you did on this, and I love that you read the emails, because I, too, as a parent of 3 Nordonians, have read every one of those emails. And Nordonia's had the best communication and transparency throughout this whole thing, and we are grateful as parents. I have a lot of friends in other school districts, and they never knew what was going on. And I'm like, oh, here's our schedule. Here's what we're doing. Here's how we're feeding people. Here's activities. It's been great. So we always liked your emails, your calls. You've done a fantastic job. And just going through some of those gave me goosebumps, because I remember reading them thinking, okay, we're on track. So unprecedented times. And sure, you guys, your administration's done a wonderful job. So thank you on behalf of the parents in the area.
Thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that. You're still muted, Laura.
Thank you.
You're still muted, Laura.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I know, yeah, there's this game that you can play with how many times people forget that they're muted. I'm going to have to look that up. We'd like to give an opportunity to the latecomers to introduce themselves and, tell us who you are and what company you're from. So, Lynn, you want to go first? Lynn Hermansky?
Did you say Lynn? Oh, hi everyone. Lynn Hermensky. I born and raised Nordonia Hills, and I'm currently working for Hospice of the Western Reserve, providing end-of-life care and support to people throughout the community. And guess who's delivering Meals on Wheels with me today?
Okay. Hello, I'm Sharon Snow from Northfield Village. We are a skilled nursing facility. We have all private rooms. We offer hemodialysis services at our facility. They are on site. We do have rooms available, but unfortunately, because of COVID, we are not allowed to do tours, but we do have virtual tours on our website. Take a look at us if you have a moment or you need our services.
Thanks, Sharon.
Thank you.
I'm muted.
Laura, you're going to lose the game about muting. Or win the game.
Somebody take the box out of my dog's voice box. I'd be fine. Okay. Little dog. Amy, you're up next.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Amy Murfello. I work with Kent State Twinsburg Academic Center. I'm Marketing and Community Engagement Manager for the Twinsburg and Burton locations that we host. And I'm just happy to be here and learn more about Nordonia Schools. Of course, Joe's on our advisory board, so how you doing? This is really great. Thanks for all the information today.
Thank you for coming. Penny, how about you?
Hi there.
Hey, Penny.
Hi, Penny Hazer from Cuyahoga Valley Career Center. I'm transition coordinator, works with Nordonia and Twinsburg schools. And always I like to attend the State of the Schools address. So I'm here on behalf of the Career Center and of Nordonia Schools.
Thank you. Coletta? Coletta?
Yes, hi. Thank you. Got the mute button. Yes, hi everyone. I'm actually from University Hospital over to Huja Medical Center. We're in community outreach and education there. And we're looking forward to getting back out in the community again. We've had to certainly get ourselves nipped quite a bit with being out with any of our screenings or educational pieces, but we're starting to roll out some more programs. And so hopefully in the next few months, we'll get back, especially to Nordonia, to do the different events that you're having with your expo in the spring. We hope to be there with all of our screeners, with all of our EMS personnel. And please reach out to me if there's something we can help provide for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coletta. Deb Monaco, are you there? Last chance.
Yes, I am. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's okay.
I'm the career specialist for Nordonia Hills School District, supporting the K through 12 career development through Cuyahoga Valley Career Center.
Okay, good. Dennis, are you there? Dennis, community focus? No. Okay, that is really, I feel like I'm letting the class out early. Is there anything else anyone needs to bring up?
Mayor Molnar here?
Yeah, Nick's here.
Okay.
He introduced himself. Anything exciting going on with the city this weekend, Nick? He must have stepped away as well. Okay. I guess that's it then, guys. Thank you all very much for coming. Thank you especially to Dr. Clark and Dave. Those are really, really good reports. I enjoy hearing every year how the schools are doing. So
very interesting.
Unless you have anything else.
Go Browns, and let's see Denzel do another wild one.
Go Browns.
There we go. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Have a great week.
So, you too.
Bye.
Bye.